Today we talk about cardiovascular diseases and BAME nutrition. BAME, it means a Black and Asian people them. Nutrition we concern we think they will go able to eat, we go help we during this if you get any cardiovascular disease, think they will go able to help you during that day, and also think they will for avoid no eat for later we will get that kind of disease day. But before we go to that side, I'll therefore introduce the panel to now, because the way they present not to in no more the only person we get. We also get other people that they support the program. We get Dr. Kamara when I just don't pray for we. We also na the panel when I Dr. Kamara na emergency medicine consultant. We also get Auntie Aisata Shaka when a mental health nurse. We get Sisi Rugia to Kamara where himself na a mental health nurse and a community health visitor. We get Mr. Ibrahim Sise when I qualified social worker and also a mental health activist. We also get Auntie Fatima Kamara, we not deal with it today, I'm not seeing it, but he might join me. We also get Dr. Toure, we a general practitioner, a GP, we himself deal with our panel. And also we don't get another recruit from last week. As soon as we've been joined, we go most don't see this person. A name Aminata Jallo, Mrs. Aminata Jallo. Himself don't join we. He didn't have the group he be attend we meeting. I don't know if you able to join me today. But going forward, all them people here will try for let them they attend. Because sometimes they didn't get for the work now make them go attend. But that's the case. At the end of the program, the chairman will give him short time for let thank we all and send we all home then before we go pray. Hopefully, I don't take another chance again today. I don't see that the what they call it, the Manchester weather. At the outside, at the Hope City, they not go rain like I been in last week. So, la left for Bɔdi now. I can hand over to Miss Fatima Koroma. We're going to take you through the session today. And please, I can mute everybody. I ask if you phone on muting self, big mute and back. Let allow the person where they talk. Let it go through the session. Because if in they talk, somebody else they talk, then they can put the person off. So I ask Dia, and also I remind people again, if you're in an environment to say the scenery not good for picking or not good for public viewing, they are the big. There we turn we camera them off. But once the presenter, when I Miss Fatima Koroma don't finish for present, then everybody go free for answer question. But please don't do in orderly manner. I raise your hand up or you use the tool get functionality within him. Within the tool, we can ace your hand up and I will come to you and take your question. Okay, well, thank you very much. Miss Fatima.
Okay, thank you, Uncle John. Una Kusha, welcome to my session where they can talk about BAME nutrition, so Black, Asian, minority ethnic groups in the UK, and cardiovascular disease and how the diets they affect cardiovascular disease, so heart problem then and heart issue then. Okay, so in today's presentation, I can talk about Black people then Asian people then nutrition and the cardiovascular disease, where when I get to the one where when they suffer from the most. They can also talk about how cardiovascular sickness is linked by diet. How bad diets they contribute to heart problem then and heart disease, and they can talk about the good diet where they contribute to the good heart health, and also they can talk about the food them way una dey for avoid and the food them way una dey for consume in order to control or prevent any cardiovascular sickness. Okay, so this now we motto now the group now for say when you just say well Bɔdi better pass Gentri, so it better make we prevent any disease before you find cure, because if you're not preventing now, so 10 years 20 years down the line you come with sickness, you don't know how it come about. So important that we the preventer. So then now we motto, so now they always start me session them with this motto. Okay, so now I can ask Uncle Doc for can give a small roundup of within the cardiovascular system contain of, how the work. Just a quick roundup. Uncle, if you're there, please, if you're able to give a small chat about that there.
Okay. Yes, thank you so much, Fatima.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you don't unmute me.
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, right, okay. As you see, the heart now pump, now muscle, and it gets the right side panam and the left side panam. And then it gets the upside and the bottom side. The upside gets two part panam, we then call the atrium. And the bottom side itself gets two part, we then call the ventricle. So as you can see, now the right hand side, you see now blue blood, and then the left hand side now red blood, which means the one at the right hand side, or maybe we're not going to look at it in the left hand. Well, yeah, maybe to the left, yeah, to the person left, that blue blood they show say, now blood way not clean. That now the dirty blood way don't come out from the body, they come, can get cleaned. And then the red blood now the clean one now we don't come out from the lungs, where they go down to the body for good nutrition. So the cardiovascular system, it make up now the heart, the muscle them, where they panam, the right side panam, the left side panam, and the blood vessel them, when them now they use for let the blood go circulate in the body and then for let blood come back. So the part where they na the left, obviously na the artery them and the vein them. So the artery them and they take clean blood, and then the vein them and they collect the dirty blood when the blood way don't get all the carbon dioxide, where they bring them back to the lungs, and the lungs clean them for make it go back into the heart, and then the heart begin pump and go left to the body. So the cardiovascular system consists of the heart, the left and right part panam, the blood vessel them, we the big one them arteries and veins, then divide to the smaller one them we call arterioles and venules, and then at the point where then the smallest part where then they become capillaries, and the capillaries they are the way towards the artery side, then at the one they we get the clean blood, and then the artery they within at the capillaries they within at the veins then side, then they collect the dirty blood, then become the venules, and then venules give rise to the vein them, and then the vein then now come to the liver, from they come up to the lungs, clean the blood, and go back to the heart. So they circulate like that every time in the area with that heart they beat boom boom. Now so the blood they circulate. So that now the cardiovascular system in a short way for that now. So the heart, the muscle them, the valves them, the top and bottom, we now right and left, and then of course the vein them and the artery them plus the capillary them. Now they make up the cardiovascular system. I hope so that's clear.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Uncle Doc. I get Uncle Doc for give a thorough description of the heart vessel then, because now if we not understand that day, it will be difficult to understand why the diet is important for these function at the heart. Okay. So can now talk about the problem then where we get in our community. So now the Black community and the Asian community, we are a bigger risk, we get bigger risk for develop type 2 diabetes. So we know say we get beaucoup people in our community where then they suffer from type 2 diabetes from a young age. So when they develop this type 2 diabetes, it then lead up to other complications. And one of the biggest one where they affect we, now the cardiovascular disease then, so the sickness, which the one way affect the most how we community now coronary heart disease, and then the one where they link the most with diet, and I can explain how. The other one na stroke, with they suffer beaucoup with stroke na this community na in the UK. Okay, so coronary heart disease now when the fats they tin up by the artery, so it stop for the blood for reach the heart, so the blockage they panam, so they tin up they they're able to move. So now make people then they get heart attack and they get stroke because the oxygen no they reach the heart, the blood no they reach the heart because the fat way tin up by the artery don't block the artery. So they know they're able the heart know they struggle for pump the blood. So now make when you get that heart pain that you heart, Uncle Doc be done explain to we then the angina. So when you get angina, you get that sharp pain at your heart, and so because the blood they hard for pumping at the artery, they're able to move, they tin up there. So it's important for understand say when you get angina, you therefore call your doctor, you therefore understand what's in the happen, then the symptom where they get. So before it gets any worse, it's really important that when they understand say if they get that pain there for go and talk to your doctor. But the coronary heart disease now one of the biggest one where they kill we Black people then yeah. and with the suffer beaucoup with coronary heart disease, and that is majorly linked with diet, because if you see say na fat way the tinap per the artery, you can understand say na diet na the cause them, not any other thing. For example, when you see na we get other types of heart disease them. So the cardiac arrhythmia, then because of the electrical circuit, we're not able for make your heart pump properly because the electrical system gets you on. But as you can see now, even the aneurysm where Uncle Doc be done touch upon them as well, then they link with diet as well. Okay, but not all type of heart disease link with diet. So important way we understand say not so normal than coronary heart disease where we suffer from. We get other type of heart disease where we suffer. So valve disease, cardiac arrhythmia, heart failure, cardiomyopathy, and pericarditis. If I did wrong in the way I pronounce that, sorry. But anyway, we can move on.
Fatima.
Yes, Uncle.
May I just say, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, may I just say, Fambule, when I see that picture at the left hand, all man knows say the heart na muscle, you know, and if you look at the muscle, yes, you see the red part where they talk about that red artery there, na the main one, na the aorta, when they send blood to whole of the body, and then that blue one there, na the vein that way they take the blood from the lungs and bring and come to the heart for let it pump and back out. But if you see the artery the way they show, na the other side where they show side the fat don't get away, don't block the artery now then small one here tonight they show you so. Then when we wrap around them. So it's like a case of crash me back, I crash you own. So the muscle them they do the work for we, but for let the muscle of the heart do the work, you get forget them blood vessels we forget and the blood supply. So as with the old, we mortal man we say self na animal them. And so we produce we young cholesterol. So when they eat this red meat and chicken and all that in they self get their own cholesterol. So as with the old, so they cholesterol together, and that this cholesterol line together and fasting and this blood vessel inside them. So that when somebody they walk or somebody they work out, somebody they exercise or something, you begin feel that chest pain. Now because the fats they allow the blood for come up from one part to the other side, whose side the blood supposed to go. Therefore, you begin get this pain when angina. So then they tell you now say that for go try for get this thing sorted out. Now I make some Monday on cholesterol lowering drugs. Then the simvastatin or pravastatin or the ribot. Now that the reason we make that because if you clear them, then they can make the blood pass. Otherwise, waiting go happen. They can give you that spray. So if you do this spray, put on under your tongue, you spray and touch them, it can open the blood vessel, let the blood pass. But over some time, if that did not happen, then the muscle will want the blood to go actually begin for die, and then they cause the heart attack. The heart attack now can lead to this aneurysm where you see now. You see, yes. But as Fatima correctly say, you know what I mean? Say because you get heart trouble, that means this cardiac arrhythmia, heart failure, cardiomyopathy, and pericarditis get for do with the diet. No, then they're not separate them, but they all form part of the heart disease. I just want to clarify that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you. We see a good way we get doctor where they're able to explain more in detail how the different systems in the work. So thank you, Uncle Doc, for that roundup. So, okay, so now we're going to move on statistics. So now we get gender differences. So male and woman, man and woman, then they suffer more with different types of heart disease, okay? So per man them, the coronary heart disease, the one where we just don't talk about, where it block the artery, 19% of these people then, out of the whole population, then they suffer from them. And it's important to understand, say, up to 60,000 people in the year, then they die per stroke, then they die per heart attack. So if you see the statistics now, where you see man then they suffer more from coronary heart disease, we therefore look on which kind of them and which kind of food them when I therefore limit for reduce that statistic there. Now, the woman them then get less of coronary heart disease, 10% of them then they suffer from that out of the whole population is the East and West African. So we own community, 10% of the woman then. So you can see already that there's the man them then they suffer more, the woman then they suffer less. But stroke, the percentage is equal. So they see say it affects people then the same way. no matter how many, if man then gets more of the disease, women then they still get stroke as much as the man then they get stroke. Okay. The other CVD, so the other cardiovascular sicknesses then where we don't discuss before, the women then they suffer more. So 9% of them then they suffer more of the other one then way than they, and 7% of the man then they suffer with other heart diseases, so arrhythmia and so on, then they suffer from that. So why I bring this statistic up, I bring them for making us aware that the problem is big in our community compared to the general population. So the white people that where they live now, we get a high percentage where they suffer from this disease. So we therefore make difference and change so that we go take that statistic down. Okay. So now they can talk the factor them where then they increase the cardiovascular disease, and these ones then all link with the food them where we they eat. So for example, high blood pressure, if you they eat beaucoup salt, then they bring your high blood pressure up. Okay. Elevated blood sugar, now if you they eat too much cassava, you they eat too much pounded yam, you they eat too much carbohydrates where they get high glucose, your level of the blood sugar they high. So you know they're able for maintaining. So now make people then they get type 2 diabetes. Okay. And then another one where they link to cardiovascular sickness. The other one, I be done bring and calm the other time. I be done showing that these statistics say 72.8% of the black people them in the UK, then overweight and obese. Then they also contribute to cardiovascular health. Okay, because you had the strain more for pump blood because you get excess fat where you're not born. Okay. So if you're not born that fat there, now make you to get even elevated blood sugar, you get high blood pressure, then all link. 3 or more of these factors then where I don't talk about, then they class them as metabolic syndrome. So metabolic syndrome is all of these things together, then the risk, then they put the risk higher for the people then for catch cardiovascular disease such as coronary heart disease. Okay, cholesterol, now the big one, as the Uncle Doc don't give you a roundup of cholesterol. As he don't say, we create we own, we produce we own cholesterol now we body. So if you can't eat bad cholesterol, so food them where get high in bad cholesterol, this not the high LDL cholesterol where I put there. Then they contribute to the increase of excess fat in the artery where they block them. As you can see on where I don't show the diagram, they block them. So if they eat beaucoup bad cholesterol, then they have fried food, fatty food like butter and stuff like that, it increase your bad cholesterol. Then we also get now we body good cholesterol where they can get rid of the bad cholesterol now we body. So the low cholesterol, now good oil. So you get them from nuts, you get them from palm oil, you get them from olive oil. I can't talk more pandande. But if we know which kind of oil they contribute to bad cholesterol, we're go able to make the right decision them where when I for eat. Okay. The other one now high blood fats. So when beaucoup fat then na you blood, again now other problem with the cause heart disease. The other one are the type of fat in the diets. Again, as I don't say, if we don't know the difference of the good fat and the bad fat, we're not going able to make the right decision them for which one are they for eat and include now on our diets. Now at the pull up another statistic here where the British Heart Foundation be done give. This now the latest information where them puts on the website. For say that less than half of Black African women age 16 and over, they get raised cholesterol compared to 2/3 of women in the general population. So this statistics is alarming. If you can see say now women then sometimes they produce too much cholesterol already, then na scientific facts where we don't know, but also the type of fat them where they consume, then they contribute to the raised cholesterol in the body. So important for understand say which kind of cholesterol we therefore limit and which kind of cholesterol you therefore increase in your body. Okay, so how we go able to prevent this with a healthy diet? So this ancient Greek philosopher Hippocrates, he began with this saying, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." So what do you mean by this? It means say, make the food be good for your health, make the food improve your health for you be your medicine, instead for the food for kill you. So if you know they eat the right food then, now so you the risk death, you the stay on your deathbed because you know say what you they eat, you know they take time and what you they eat and how they contribute to the wellness of your body. So now make I put this quote for resignate for say, if you use food as medicine, you go able to get a prolonged life. If you're not using as medicine, you get the adverse effect. Okay, so the other time I be done use this representation of what we there for eat. Now the UK, we get the food eat well plate. But I know say in not a representative for the food them way we they eat in the local food them way we they eat, they know they that food well eat plate. This one from Nigeria is the Benin house, where they show you which food you therefore limit and which food you therefore increase per your diet, which it relates to the local food them we they eat. In thing we are all West Africans, we they eat the same food them. It's important for get good representation, so you get clear representation of what you therefore eat. So at the bottom, you get all the carbohydrates, such as cassava, you get rice, you get pounded yam, you get bread. Now, as I be done tell you, I say, if you get diabetes, you therefore be wary of these. Even if you get heart disease, you therefore be wary of this because it elevates the blood level, the sugar level in your blood. Where if they go past them, they contribute to type 2 diabetes. So I just be wary of that as well.
Salon people.
The second part, now the lean meats, fish, not them. Find them where then they contribute well for your body, where they get the right cholesterol. They see them put in there. Lean meats, you know they see red meat, you know they see hog food, you know they see pork panan because they know say then they know they contribute well for the cholesterol where you they eat. The other one, I know say we they use beaucoup vegetable na local foods. Can a vegetable, Bεttεh leaf na vegetable, but not to say because we say then a vegetable, we know they for add other vegetable per we food. So it's important that when they say na yeah use 5 a day. If you they add let's say courgette per cassava leaf, or you they add aubergine per your cassava leaf, it they increase the vitamin and mineral where they per the food. We're go able for decrease the bad cholesterol and increase the good cholesterol. The other one are fruit. So if you increase fruit, we get beaucoup exotic fruit them like papaya, mango. We get beaucoup vitamins. If you include in life, then they cut short because they don't know that the diet where they consume is bad for them because in grandmama, in grandpapa, they don't tell them say the diet where they eat is good. Then slender, then they jump high, they get energy, then strong. So for them, then feel say then a good diet where they consume. So when we talk about the good cholesterol and the bad cholesterol, you therefore understand say that the diet really is important for making us be able to maintain the good cholesterol. So now they can't ask somebody else, okay? And this is an example of a good African diet. I can't ask somebody till which age you feel safe and they live till.
$120.
No. Too high.
Oh.
And too high.
I would say 60.
Yeah, close. So very close. So I will give it to you now. Now 66. Then they live until 66 years old. Again, go back by the fact say they don't get medical facilities. They know they go to the doctor for check then high blood pressure for see if they get anything. But because then they eat a diet which consists mainly of fish. So then they lean meat, we don't get bad fats, we don't get bad cholesterol, you get good cholesterol, and then they eat beaucoup cereal grains. So then get food them way not over processed that no gets any bad chemical component, and they eat a good balanced diet. So this now the Dinka tribe of Sudan. You see, then get the same kind of body as the Maasai tribe, then slender, then skinny, then body fine. but the inside good as well. So they get good health inside as well, not so normal from the outside, even the inside is good, because then they live up until 66. If you think the Maasai tribe, then they live until 45 years old. You they see how the diet, they play a big part on how long you they live, Seth. So make medicine your food and food your medicine. Okay, so now I can talk about the food them where when I therefore reduce in order for bring down the bad cholesterol where you know you come when you eat a bad diet. So this now from the British Heart Foundation where I get this image, as you can see, then give recommendation for this now for the West African people. Now then give this recommendation, and even Black Caribbean people then at the UK. So then say you therefore limit salt, yes, because then they increase your blood pressure. And for use more herbs and spices, ginger and chili and citrus fruits, so on, for flavor in our food then, instead of use too much Maggi. Salty fish as well, people then they don't say, then they add salt by the food them way we already buy, and then on top then they go add more salt panam. You know, good. Use more fresh food, such as fresh fish and lean meat. So lean meat now, chicken, goat meat will be done talk by the group, say goat meat now one of the leanest meats and healthiest meats where they're able to consume. And also fried chicken, instead of when I fry the chicken, when I grill and when I bake them, then they reduce the fat where they already by the food. Even fruits them with the fry and with the make puff, instead of do that, they might, why you know they for grill fresh fruit. Grill them, you go eat them, they make you feel well, they make you feel full. Now, a better way of enjoy the fruit then. Okay, now yeah, this now the Nigerian food-based dietary guidelines. So then they ahead of us, then don't get then recommendation where then they put down for say for if you get cardiovascular sickness, you will therefore be wary of the food them we would consume that we local food them. But until we they eat similar food them, I say I can include them for this presentation. And so when I go understand what's in the importance of limiting this food them way high in fat. So the first one are fatty meats. So we like cow foods, we like for add hog foods, bacon, sausages, and red meat pan we dish them. Reduce them. I know say we get Muslim them now we community, half of my family them Muslim. They not say that the Quran, they tell you, say, you know, therefore eat pork. Now, there's sound scientific knowledge to say that if they consume pork meat, they increase even cancer because of the fat where they panam, the bad cholesterol where they panam, also they block your artery, and they also contribute to cancer. So it's important Makuna reduce this kind of food them and remove it, and also change them with lean meats where go increase your good cholesterol in your body. The other one now pig milk. I know say people then our community then like for drink pink milk, which now condensed milk, and full cream powdered milk, full fat butter and cheese. All of them things then they contribute to bad cholesterol in your body. So if they consume this too much, if you get any cardiovascular disease, I go tell you now for remove them by your diet completely. If you want to prevent and reduce them little by little, and when I use semi-skimmed milk for adults, because for children it recommended then for consume full fat milk. Okay. The other thing where they recommend for people then for start for read the label them. So refined sugar, now processed sugar, so now you white sugar. When I change them with the brown sugar no go through Boku process. It then in natural form, okay? Boku food them where we they eat, then get added sugar. So if you not check the label, then you go add sugar past the recommended amount where then you therefore put panna, because you don't read the label. If you they go shopping, important say you check within there part the food, so you go able to make a sound decision if you therefore buy it or not. The other recommendation where they give, if when I get naturally derived sugars such as coconut sugar, then they also in a better alternative than if when they consume the white sugar. The other one, now with salt, they use too much salt in the food way they eat, and then they contribute to the high blood pressure. Yeah. So Maggi cubes, then if you don't know if you don't look at the label and see if you already get salt, you go add Maggi cube panan. Again, then they increase the salt level in your body, and it increase the blood pressure in your body. Okay. The other one where people know that much now, where me people that are the group, we don't give me this name, is Guinea Maggi. Guinea Maggi na monosodium glutamate. It make the food taste fantastic. It give the food great taste. The Chinese people then they use them for then food, then take away food, and they become addictive. More research don't come up for say that monosodium glutamate, which is Guinea Maggi, they contribute to cancer as well. It also increase depression, so they increase your mood as well, decrease your mood. It makes bad with your mood. So important say if they use them, not to use them because it increase cardiovascular disease, it increase cancer, and decrease protein then. So limit them or remove them completely from on a diet. The other one, refined and processed food. Again, then all you McDonald's, all you sausage roll if they eat pork, all the fattening food where they na the UK. When I completely remove them from your diet, when they suffer from cardiovascular disease or sickness, and if when I want to prevent them, I highly recommend say when I reduce refined and processed food. Eat the food that way comes straight from the ground, not the one way don't go through a lot of manufacturing process. Okay. All right. So which food then way when I go able for eat for increase on a good cholesterol? Then nuts. I know saying Africa when I like for eat a lot of ground nuts, but in this case the Nigerian recommendation for then recommend makuna limit granuts, because it gets the high fat content. We know they contribute well to the cholesterol. They contribute bad to the bad cholesterol. Okay, so which nuts them way we're gonna able for eat? They recommend again if they go shop with quality safe, then they sell them cheap one 99p. When I check if you get added salt, because then they also contribute to the bad blood pressure, high blood pressure, and bad disease, heart disease. So when I check the label to see if they add salt. But the one where they recommend now almond, walnut, then they get beaucoup of the good cholesterol, yeah, and Brazil nuts as well, and hazelnuts. The other thing we're good for adding your diets and for changing as well is white pasta. When I use whole grain pasta, then the brown pasta we they see in a supermarket. Then they are good as the high in fiber, where they reduce even cancer properties, carcinogenic things in your body, they reduce them. And also for increase on a good cholesterol, then they say fish, we get omega-3, they're able for send even omega-3 cod liver oil capsule them na shop. If I know they're able for eat 3 times a week fish, recommended say when I take supplements, then readily available na the supermarkets then, okay? The other one where they recommend now for increase you black-eyed peas, red kidney beans, pulses, all of them then get good cholesterol where they contribute for remove the bad cholesterol in your diet. The other one na kenda na other good one where they're able for maintain you blood glucose levels, so your sugar levels in your blood. So for type 2 diabetes, then a recommendation where then say it's good for the body. And also it eliminates the bad cholesterol in your body. So as I done say in the previous session then, beaucoup of we local food them gets more than one vitamins and minerals for the food. So if you increase that there, it go decrease the bad cholesterol in your body. The other one, the green plantain, but not for fry them. If we bake them, if we boil them, again, it remove any bad cholesterol. It increase the good cholesterol by your body. Now, I'll be done talk about the fats them way when they eat and how then they contribute to cholesterol. Okay, so this now other facts where I'll be done pull per research, where then say that fat is necessary for the absorption of vital minerals and vitamins. However, the overconsumption of these fats can contribute to the metabolic syndrome, which as we don't say now, the high blood pressure, high elevated blood sugar levels, and obesity, okay? Then the metabolic syndrome, where they contribute to cardiovascular sickness, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. So which can all way you're gonna able to consume now, yeah? The one way the general population and the weight people then recommend is olive oil. Then because it reduce coronary heart disease due to the decrease of the bad cholesterol where they put the oil. So you get good cholesterol where they're able to shift out and move out the bad cholesterol na your body. The other one na sunflower oil or vegetable oil, where it's shown to reduce bad cholesterol, but in this case, at the Talona, because we like for fry things than too much, I go say that over the paddy 2, olive oil better pass the sunflower oil. So now still for limits the sunflower oil, limits for fry stuff. If you're not able for bake them, good. If you're not able for boil them, even better, as they reduce the fats where they put the food itself. Even the chicken, when on the fried chicken, if when they remove the skin, then they remove the fat content by the chicken, so now go able for maintain and for able for control the bad cholesterol in your diet. Okay, this is our beloved oil, palm oil. Now, beaucoup research done do the red palm oil. Beaucoup people them and health professional when then they can give advice to we people then they say when I limit palm oil bad, palm oil no good. Now then they contribute to your high blood pressure. Now then they contribute to your heart disease. Now then they contribute to your obesity. Well, I could tell and I say then they're not incorrect to an extent incorrect, because the research where they don't do per red palm oil, it shows say now the only oil per the oil then, yeah, including olive oil, we get added vitamin and minerals. So as you can see now, yeah, I put in red palm oil, then get high in beta-carotene, which is vitamin A, and then they increase your immunity, as I've been done telling na last session. And they also increase your eye health, so they improve your vision. The other one, the vitamin E, high in vitamin E, which is good for brain health, so for your brain functioning, is good. And it also, they reduce oxidative stress. Within that oxidative stress. Oxidative stress now, where your body gets an imbalance of free radicals. So free radicals are your body, where then they attack the fat tissue in your body, where then they contribute to the disease. Okay? So with all of that being said, red palm oil is good, but research done show say that for women then, if when they consume and too much, it get the adverse effect and it contribute to your high cholesterol. So it's important that when they limit how when they use red palm oil. For example, Mediterranean cuisine them, so like Italy, Spain, when they use olive oil, they know they fry with them. They know they put the old bottle pan because they know say they give the adverse effect. But given that red palm oil gets all these good things in Panam, it's important say we know they abuse them, because then they contribute to the bad cholesterol instead of the good one. It's been proven in a lot of research, strong research, to show that it reduces cardiovascular health, disease in our body. So why we not therefore use them? We therefore use them, but we therefore use them in a good amount, in a good portion. As we be done talk in the other session, we say we portion them sometimes then too big, then they increase the excess fat where we get in our body, and it give the adverse effects per our body as well. So it's important to say we limit them, and we use them because it's good for the body, but we therefore limit them, we therefore use them and not abuse them. Okay. So other possible factors where they contribute to cardiovascular disease in Black and Asian community in the UK is sleep apnea, where Uncle Ibrahim Bidon can give we talk. The other one, exercise, as we be done talking even in the last session, when we talk about COVID and cardiovascular sickness, then we highlight and Uncle Doc be give we a good exercise for older people. Them we know say nobody, not to everybody they go gym. That's fine. But you don't need, you know, therefore go na the gym. You can go work out. If you go walk down the road, you go don't do you bit of exercise. Your exercise go able for, again, decrease the bad cholesterol within your body. You go able for remove the excess weight. So it's important that you do the minimal way you able for do okay. The other one way we be done mention are the cooking methods where we the cook. So no cook, overcook you vegetable then. So like you plus us, the one way need more time for cook, you cook them, but you therefore cook them not for hour and hour, because then so you they lose all the vitamin, they lose all the mineral, and so you know they get any good effect from the vegetable way you wanna eat. Okay. The other one where another study where they've been doing a salon about blood pressure. Then fans say the salon people then they know they eat beaucoup meat, they know they eat beaucoup fattening food. Them they not get McDonald's, they not get KFC. So why then they suffer from high blood pressure in a salon? The study shows say that sometimes now the stress they contribute more than the diet in the high blood pressure. So now yeah, in the UK, with people then they work beaucoup, then they work long hours, they're not able to eat the right diet, and they rush them food, then they eat beaucoup because then stress. Okay, so it's also important Mark we understand how to monitor our stress and how they contribute also on how we the upkeep we diet and how we the upkeep our health. So it really largely important say that we know the normal things say na diet, not to normal exercise, not to normal sleep disorders, not to normal cooking methods where they contribute to high blood pressure or heart disease. Sometimes when you vex too much, then they contribute as well to heart problem them. So it's really important say that the community then go talk more about mental health issues and how then they contribute as well to our health. The other thing where I want to recommend as well is as we don't see the two African tribes, then we don't get medical facilities for check them health. Now, yeah, we get the possibility for check on our health. So every so month, at the push on our phone, I go to our GP, when I check your high blood pressure, check on our heart health, see if everything there okay. If we wanna get anything where the trouble on our, when I go to a GP, when I talk to them, then go able for direct to that. But if I don't know how and which food them where on a for limits, and I not go able for make sound decision as well. So it's important say when they do both, so when they take care of your health then overall. Okay, so this now me references where I get me information from. And again, thank you very much for the session. I hope say una learn beaucoup things than we una know before. I hope say una go able for maintain a good diet for limit the bad cholesterol and for increase your good cholesterol. And most importantly, because we still there by the COVID, stop the spread and continue for carry on with the advice where we don't give na the forum. And just spread kindness and on our love on ourselves and on our love with each other. Okay, so thank you. And now I can open for question and answers.
Thank you very much, Auntie Fatima. That was brilliant. Thank you very much. I hope somebody hear me. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Auntie Fatima. Now people can ask question. If you want to ask question, please, I will ask say let you raise your hand using the virtual tool, or you can raise your hand physically, and I will try for scroll through and see if I can able identify people them. From last week, I've been getting a question where somebody be asking me after the show. So I want to let we start with Andy. Then we will go now to all the question and answers. Yet last week somebody be asked say how COVID go, how people then we get sickle cell, the disease or the traits, how then go able to manage themselves during COVID-19. So I will put this question to Doc first, then I will go around the panel, let everybody else give their opinion, which they then think somebody for do during this time. So Dr. Kamasa.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Very important question, because this sick way they affect people them, you know, the Afro-Caribbean race, the Mediterranean, Asian, then they get, this particular sick. And this sick, as we all know, the sick we get for do with the blood. And that's where you inherit from either the papa or the mommy or the all two, and which actually mean that the red blood normally round, but this one is shaped like sickle. That's it. That way is a big cut rest. They go tell you say that when they use that instrument they use na sickle. Now so the blood turn. So if you imagine say this blood we're supposed to be round for let it smooth for let it pass through the blood vessel, the arteries and the vein. This one turn like that sickle. They clearly be easy for make it get destroyed. Now make you see most of them they get anemic, and because they flow fine, you find out that people are prone to get a lot of clots. They can affect the spleen. It can affect the bone. It can affect the growth. And of course, in doing so, because it affects the bone, then people are not get enough of the defense of the body. Therefore, they're prone to infection. So they can get that they call crisis, where the thing can just go downhill and the person begin feel that pain, sometimes in legs, sometimes in hand, sometimes belly heart and things like that. So anything they happen, obviously then people and they supposed to be looked after, as I say, as a matter of urgency, because clearly most of the time the infection can cause that in the way can get the crisis. So you get for treat them mainly, give them the painkiller and rehydrate them, give them the fluids they need, and of course take the bloods and see whether the infection, the way they cause them, then treat the infection. So because then people are obviously they are at a higher risk, which I could say is that then people are supposed for obviously take more attention. They're supposed to be more alert, supposed for be more active for protect themselves, which means they get for avoid crowds them, they get for use masks, then we then go in a crowded area, a confined space and things like that. And of course, even then also somebody will get symptoms of COVID, well, they need for actually sort of self-isolate. Apart from that, they need for shield as best as possible. But they need for get the fluids for going. They need for take the painkillers when they need them. And most importantly, monitor what's they happen. If you see, say, this thing they get on top of you, i.e., for manage, then please, 111 or 999, then go send ambulance for you and carry to hospital. Now, the best thing that for happen, because when you go, then go put fluid by you in the vein, then go take care of the pain, then go treat the possible infection with antibiotics, and then, of course, you go get better quick than where you wait till it don't go too far before you begin call ambulance. So, as I say, protect yourself as best you can. And one last thing, mean say because you get sickle cell, that means you're more likely for die or for catch COVID than anybody else can catch COVID. As I say, all man they catch COVID. If you catch the least person with the lowest social group in the world, and then the highest man like a prince or a king, well, clearly he tells you, say this thing need the peak. You don't get paddy, you don't get enemy. You don't get big one, you don't get small one. You catch everybody. But protect yourself the best you can. And if you're not able to manage, then please, you get emergency services will go help you on that. I hope so that's helpful.
Yes, definitely. The other question we have to ask, you don't answer them already, whether they're more prone, but you don't answer that side already. I see Auntie Victoria getting your hand up. Auntie Victoria, I go on mute you, please, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Me question, two questions I get. One, I think I come in late and only listen to waiting me brother, Dr. Kamara, say much. But my question to Fatima, they talk about palm oil. Say na ain't good for we. Me na one person, okay, me na hypertensive person. And sometimes my cholesterol is managed. It's not on medication, it's managed. But I can find out that anytime I eat palm oil, I get palpitations.
Okay.
So my question is, go on.
Sorry, is that the question?
Yeah, why is that? Because they say palm oil good. So at the time, it all means for avoid palm oil. Every time I eat palm oil, I get palpitations.
Yeah. So as I be saying before, I go try and answer this in KRIO if I mix
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So as I be saying before, for women them. Red palm oil is to be taken with caution because they increase the bad cholesterol per woman them specifically. There's research that's been done on that. So if you try and limit it as much as you can, because if you're already getting heart palpitations, then it is a way to ask your doctor really what is going on in terms of your diet as well, to see if there's something going on there. But with the red palm oil, there's research shown that for women, they need to be more careful because it increases the bad cholesterol in your body. So in terms of you getting heart palpitations, I can't really answer that as I'm not a dietitian or doctor. But
palm oil is usually once, just hold on, sorry. My phone is coming up. I eat palm oil maybe once a fortnight.
Sorry, before you talk, there are big leprosy announcing service for talk, please.
Sorry.
Now, what are they talk?
hello?
Yes, go ahead, Auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie Victoria and Fatima.
Okay, yeah. No, I did talk for say like palm oil is not something that I eat every week or every day. And I try as much as possible because of my age, as much as possible for follow a healthy diet. Like say in the morning I go do a smoothie, so like pineapple, orange. Lunchtime I go eat a salad, maybe rice, maybe once a week. Now I go eat rice, but I find out say, but maybe that question maybe is for my brother.
Yeah, it might be for Uncle Doc. All I know is that it definitely increases bad cholesterol in women. You know, because of the two fat content that is, they've got unsaturated and saturated. Palm oil has got both. So if it for women, it is not as good as it is for men. But at the same time, it depends on how much you're consuming it. But given that you're saying that you're not consuming it as many times, then I'm not too sure if that's necessarily all linked to the palm oil. It might be other factors that may be contributing to that, but I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you that. So maybe it's for Uncle Doc to maybe answer that one.
Dr. Koroma, you able to help on this?
Yeah, my sister, how you doing, Mama? You're right.
Not bad, you?
Thank you, thank you. Now, I don't know. I know we talk about this now, yeah, but anyway, I go talk one thing for everybody for know that Tiwe na plant product definitely not supposed to forget cholesterol.
Okay.
That's not the main fact. Simple as that.
Okay.
Because palm oil na plant product, you're not supposed to get cholesterol. That's it. Simple as that. The problem is the palm oil we they get from salon. I hate for say this. Then go don't put so much lard pan them.
Right.
You not know, me not know. Yeah.
Right.
And so one way or the other, this they obviously impact on the amount of cholesterol because clearly the plant itself not supposed to. I mean, I said the cholesterol is purely animal product. Simple as that.
Yeah.
But because they put this butter, lard, whatever, just for beef and more. You say with people they go then kind with them. Clearly, nobody don't know how much that they go affect the person. Secondly, if possible, say so take the medication the way they take. They can cause that kind of thing, but maybe they're more prominent, the side effects of the medication, more prominent when you take palm oil. As I say, you know your body past anybody else. So we can always listen to it, you and tell me. If you find out, say, when you take palm oil, they get this kind of side effect, then perhaps that's something that we need for think about in terms of discussing with your GP, or maybe we can look at ways and means of maybe changing that and see whether some other medication they will go actually fit that kind of profile there. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So, but clearly, palm oil on its own, if you get the natural format, you're not supposed to give cholesterol. However, because of the thing them, their impurities where they pan out, clearly cholesterol. And I make them want people to say, not take too much of it because you don't know how it is.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doc. Because of we talk about medicine, I don't know if Auntie Aminata, you feel say anything, Auntie Aminata Jallo, you feel say any medicine day way. I know you talk about Auntie Victoria specifically, but given your own expertise in your field, if you say any medicine they will go cause them kind here where you take palm oil?
The only thing I can think of, like how in line with Dr. Kamara, what he say, in case somebody probably they on a particular medication where in side effect, probably in fact in side effect profile, sometimes they give arrhythmia, as in, you know, heartbeat, your heart they race or heartbeat they all over the place. It possible say some medicines cause that anyway. Okay. So maybe, who knows, if the medicine in nature, maybe chemically na oil-based one, i.e. if you eat something where you get oil fatty base, It's possible to say get absorbed even more. Now that's not what they can have in mind, logically speaking, theoretically speaking. Sometimes it enhance the absorption of that medicine. Sometimes the amount we get into the bloodstream and when now maybe become too active or too, you know, maybe it's an interaction. It's possible. Perhaps not even just the palm oil, but maybe the palm oil in the day as enhancing the solubility of this medication. Perhaps now that's a nine can't mind, and as well as Natu say. Then they add things to these palm oil. And some of the things that were a notice bag, but then they package the palm oil for Bui and Kaya, for example. I don't see them not put inside old paint container. Paint. P-A-I-N-T. Imagine, yeah, however much you clean that paint, how you clean paint. I don't see on a paint and other rubber or plastic, when other kind chemical probably been there. So who knows, as well as it being adulterated by adding other substances, sometimes I don't want and then they get enhanced, I think absorbed more, and then maybe now they affect the heart for pace. Who knows? It's possible. So, but the pure palm oil, like how Dr. Kamara say, now pure liquid, you don't get cholesterol. So my doctor maintain no more the amount because they high triglycerides and high lipids, fats. Now then they cause atherosclerosis. You know, so that's all I know of.
Thank you very much, ma. So I guess if I'm with them, the advice is if they take something where you feel say they make you sick or you get any reaction from, I would say let you seek advice from your medical practitioner, either your GP or your consultant. Like I always say to me, people them we only there also for give general advice. We're not able to give individual advice because everybody is situation different, and without having that background knowledge, we're not able to give a one-to-one advice. Okay, so I will go back to the people them. Let's see what else in hand up. Anybody else want to ask question? You can unmute yourself and ask question, please. Okay. Okay, so I'll go to the panel while I wait for people and for come up with question. Anybody at the panel who want to ask a question relating to this subject? All man is shame today.
Probably not hearing me. No, I think not hearing me.
Yes, we hear you. Yes, we hear you.
Yes. Probably for me, not a question as such. When I like a statement, just for add on to what Fatima. So I don't do them, but I don't even know the value of what you have to do. Like some of them, then nutritional value that we don't talk about. So I had no idea, no clue. I just be the follow them for some reason best known to me. But forgetting for no say that then value I then get to we health wise, it make I feel so. Oh, I think see, I need for not only this session today, but I have to go back and look at the first session the way it gave on nutrition and see more that more there I can pick and learn from. And the good thing about this session I will try for run so. Like then, you might do something there, you know, instinctively you do but you don't know why you do But if they can't give you that educational value to them, you know, it make you get to know how much important that is to you yourself and to your health. If I can go back in 2016, we get a doctor in Dr. Seni, almost like South American.
Yeah.
But now, like, I will kind of follow him at some point, you know, where he make mention of something very interesting. He say, look at the animal kingdom. Say, look at the animal kingdom. Say, the elephant are the biggest, the largest, the most strongest. Say, but now grass nobody eats. So why we the fat for eat meat, lean, and all that thing? Say, I don't say they not eat meat. I don't say they not eat.
I don't know if I'm in network, but Mr. Ibrahim.
That animal there, how it big and powerful and strong. So what you make the say he's a from it, make the aggression. You get me now?
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
Hello? Now
we lost you from the south side. You talk about the elephant.
You get me, eh?
Yes, I hear you.
How far I lost?
If you continue from outside, the elephants they eat grass, even though that the strongest and the biggest one are grass they eat. You continue from that side.
Okay, I will just the leg.
We don't lose you again.
Well, okay, well, okay. Then a good example of the lion. Oh my God.
All right. Sorry, Mr. Sisi.
Same problem.
All right. We will let Mr. Sisi for later try for sort out the internet. I will come back to people. As Dr. Kamal be say before. But people in our community we get sickle cell. So I go big CDR. The one who know fortunate for you read this message. If you know somebody in your family or somebody close to you, let they try for pass the message on. If anybody need the link to the other material, them get in touch. Most people can get me number. Just send me a private message on WhatsApp or by text or send them to the email. We're at slogmhealth@gmail.com. If you send on there, I'll go send you the link to the YouTube page where you can go and get this recorded material there. Okay. So I go back to the panel and see if anybody to the audience and see if anybody else get any question. Anybody else get a question?
Yeah, I want to ask Fatima one question. Fatima, thank you. Very good presentation today.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you.
You're welcome. Fatima, you mentioned say we avoid for eat red animal, or we talk about the animal with the red blood or all those kind of things. Which meat you feel say good for make we eat as Africans or BAME?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, the best meat that you can eat in order to reduce your bad cholesterol in your body, so not contributing to adding more cholesterol, as you know, already know that we produce our own, is lean meats. Now, the leanest one that we've discussed as well, and I've seen as well through research, is goat. Goat meat is the best meat, as it's lean, it's not got a lot of fat on it, and you know, the leanest part of the meat is great to have because it doesn't contribute to any added fat. You know, even when you cook it, it gets rid of all the fat. So I would say that goat meat or any lean meat, so lamb as well, lean meat. But the thing that I recommended as well is that the blood that's in the meat, so when we're eating like meat that's from, let's say, animals, not from an allowed shop, that blood that's in that animal, because it's been pumped with a lot of chemicals and so on, it also can increase, that's what they said, limit red meat, because it increases bad toxins in your body, which then can contribute to cancer as well. So not only does it increase your fat, excess fat, increases bad toxins in your body, which then can contribute to cancer, as they're carcinogenic. That's what it's called. Think toxins that cause cancer. It's carcinogens or carcinogenic properties. So if you limit that, then goat meat, lean chicken, remove the skin is the best way to eat the meat for people that are eating meat, you know.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
If I can continue again and ask on the same line, the similar question. You feel say the halal meat better past the one where it be say the other people that they kill? Which one if you say more good for we system between the halal meat and the other one, the way where the English people?
I would die.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, as from what I said, from the whole toxins in the blood, I would say halal is the best. That's why even back at home, they cut it off. There's some deep scientific knowledge on why food is halal as well. It's not just the spiritual sides of it. It's that when you're consuming the blood of that animal, the toxins and all the bad things that it's got in its blood, you're now consuming it. It can contribute to cancer. It can contribute to, you know, all these bad diseases because you're eating the blood of another flesh. It's like me. Say, obviously, we're not cannibals here, but say if I eat someone that's eating a bad diet, someone that's eating KFC every day, and you go and eat their body to say, yeah, you're gonna be eating what they have in their body. Do you get what I mean? So it's the same principle when you're eating meat that has got blood from that animal, especially in the UK. In Africa, I'm sure they don't pump them with anything. They're very organic and so on. So it's quite different. But in the UK, the reason why they're saying limit the red meat is because of the toxins that are in the blood within that meat that contribute to cancer. So that's why they say limit red meat. So
Thank you.
I hope that answers your question, Auntie.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Mariam.
I can't ask a challenging question, but I hope say you go try for answer me.
Yeah.
Also to get for member, we are Africans, as we all know. Back home, some people they eat bushmeat. Now, any health risk there to bushmeat?
Okay, yeah, so I remember there was a module where we talked about this, and everyone was looking at me like, oh, so you eat bushmeat? I said, not here, but if I went back home, I'm sure my auntie would give me bushmeat. Now, okay, the health implications of bushmeat. Okay, so in terms of the people that are there, their body and their system is built strong to support that kind of, meat, because it's, it goes away in the wild, it's eating whatever that is eating. It's not really got any disease as such, unless is around other diseased animals.
Yeah.
So what they said about bushmeat is that obviously they wouldn't recommend anyone that's not really got the system to digest that food to eat it, because it will have the adverse effect on you. But if your body is already used to eating that meat, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. So that's the difference. That's the only difference. That's the only difference that they said from eating bushmeat. That's the only difference.
During the week, I remember we touched on a topic regarding health check, which we call MOT. For me family, then where they other parts of the world, MOT now waiting motorcar they go through every year for make sure say the motorcar fit and healthy for the road. Now we self mortal man, we self can do health check. And I be the discussion was say once we approach 40 or just over 40, before they do their health check here, I go ask the panel, Dr. Kamara and all way that the medical people them. Yeah, when I go able to shed some light on this, on why it's important for let people go for this health check at a certain age. Dr. Kamara, I will go to you first, sir.
Ask the question again, sorry.
It's about the MOT health check where people them of black and minority.
Yeah.
It will be the advice midweek we do that dry run. For say it good for them we they go for health check once we reach that age of 40 or just over 40. I want to know why make it important for them we do that.
Well, the question get obvious answer. Sick then they way in then call them childhood diseases. Like for example, chickenpox. If you get them as a child, as baby, you know even know say you get cancer. So then the mama and papa no go different for you because the temperature and rash where they come on that you face in body. The next thing you realize between 5-7 days, 9 that you don't go. Now, if you get chickenpox as an adult, that is a dangerous thing. No questions about that. Okay, so now just a typical example. Now you get sick the way they affect mainly adults than picking them. As a result, you find out, say, so sick then they go begin catch somebody at the age of 40. For example, they can tell we insist that and say, if you want to start a family, probably start them in your 20s, maybe, yeah, to 30s. Okay. By the time you begin reach 30, 35, the muscle them not to the same again. The possibility of complications of the birth, they grow higher every year. And of course, besides that, you get things like Down syndrome. They increase with the age. So above 30, the chance of a Down syndrome may be higher than when they're 20 or 25. So that's not just an example. For example, somebody way down 60, now then country, yeah, clearly then go take them for check them for bowel cancer. They will get for do what they call fecal occult blood, FOB, where then go take the person's stool, then go check them for see if they pass blood by the stool. Wait, no, because now like drip no more. And until the thing actually so much, you know, go see the stool they discolor. So important for make you do screening. Again, for example, breast, problems, breast cancer or breast problems and things like that. People in way then get their family. We don't get breast cancer. Clearly, they need for screening them for Monday once or twice, in every 2-3 years. Like every 40-year-old African, I tell me this again, suppose forget in eye check because the incidence of glaucoma absolutely sky high in the Afro-Caribbean race. Yeah, as you see, the cardiovascular illnesses, then Boku and we, you see waiting Fatima in quotes just now, and the percentage and all that. By the time you don't turn 18, 20, you know, the girl picking them and the boy picking them, that's it. So we know, say, we get sick then we, specifically, it affects me more than we Caucasian counterpart. Now make it nice, forget that MOT, because what you do, if you catch them in time, you go for deal with them better and you go prevent any complications where at least will then cause you more problems. Again, the prostate problem, you understand? It affects we demand them. We need to check ourselves, you know, and because we need to check ourselves clearly, by the time they go check them now. Again, ovarian cancer. Sometimes you could be in a problem with period. And you say, this one just because I need to take the pill and the rest of it. All that in there need for get screening, need for get monitoring. If you don't begin get the symptoms, clearly you need for they get that regular checkup. Because then they go help you in the long run. As Fatima say, let the medicine not be your food. You want to let your food be your medicine. Because if you wait till the thing go beyond repair, then the medicine ain't gonna be your food. It's as simple as that. So I hope so they're helpful.
Yes, sir. Yeah, then they really helpful. Fatima, this question are for you. While I wait for people and still for ask question, I get another question for ask. I don't know if na myth or not something for belief, because to be honest, I know research on it, but not something I don't hear it before say if somebody they smoke, maybe you know na a smoker, then it gets to a stage where either he decide for stop or he continue for smoke, maybe he just reduce some. Then can say if he eat fruits, then they go help increase, you know, in health and well-being, for clear in lungs. Is there any truth in that, or can you shed some light on that?
Yeah. So okay. So I think let me start from the part that you said. So you said that if they want to stop, well, already stopped.
Sometimes some men can don't stop. Then they look for ways how they go repair their lungs. For then their lungs go be like young person again. While some in day way they still they smoke, or maybe they just reduce a more a bit. But then when they eat, you know, do something we go help for build their lungs back up. Is there any type of food they way that person they go eat? The other question will come to doctor later, but
okay, yeah, okay, now I get it clear now. Yeah, so the food that you would be able to eat, because obviously your lungs, as soon as you stop smoking, they regenerate themselves.
Okay.
Themselves up. So the only thing that you would eat to improve that and actually make that you know, more effective is antioxidant foods. Rich foods, so like, you know, let's say acai berries. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're higher in antioxidants. As I said about oxidative stress, is that kind of imbalance. If you're eating fruits that are high in that antioxidant, which is an acai berry or moringa powder, all these superfoods, they do help, but it's not to say that they're now going to completely clear everything and completely generate that body. The body does it itself. So, you know, with nutrition, there's a lot of myths that go around. There's, you know, a lot of things that people say to consume. Doesn't show 100% effectiveness. It's something that someone can do to make them feel better. If they believe that makes them feel better, then that's great. But it's not to say that I will give a recommendation for people to continue eating that and that's going to clear it, because then it will be wrong in saying that. So I hope that answers the question.
Definitely that helps. Doctor, I will come to you with me other question. The question I want to ask is now regarding this warm water. People can say it's good for take warm water or lukewarm water before you go sleep, and when you wake up in the morning. Waiting at the health benefit for dental, if there is any.
I mean, warm water obviously, like everything else, if the belly don't day, sometimes you don't get nothing panam. And the first thing you go do all the hour the day, don't shrink. Say, for example, you fast or maybe they observe a clean day, like then, you know, this detoxifying day, I think in column, then detox day and all that. Clearly, the brain, they take all the oxygen and all the glucose, you know, for function, because you know, you take nothing there. So clearly, if you then can take this water, when a cold water, You can't put on panty we don't shrink. Clearly, all you do now, it causes yourself a lot of problems, which sometimes will impact on your immune system and your defense as well. But if you warm the belly, it will begin stretch, you know, slowly and surely, so that the brain will be the function with that glucose we they take from the liver. It will go now towards the belly and help for function proper. So that way, you know, go begin fall asleep, because the moment the glucose left the brain no more, you know, then you go begin fall asleep. Now make you see Boku them fast man. When they cut them fast, then can put so much heavy stuff. When the belly don't they shrink all day. You know what I mean? So man say if I go cut fast with cold milk and dates. Now I don't know about that. Me not go for cut fast with cold milk and dates, because what you do, the belly don't shrink all day. And you go put something cold on them, it takes a lot more for digest that in there than when you get one water. The one water they stretch them and clearly help you for digest better, you feel better, you sleep better, you know, digest the food better, and clearly you feel, you know, the nutritious value panel. Otherwise, you go overload them and clearly it causes a lot more problems than that. So for me, one water good, first thing in the morning, because it help you for stretch the belly and then get the juices going so that you could digest better. Rather than if we go put cold water panel, we go just further shrink them, you know, and then cause problems.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Anybody else in the panel who want to add to any of the questions that I don't ask so far?
Yes, please.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, Auntie, you go first. Because say, give me 1 minute, please. Yeah. Yes, Auntie.
Me? I didn't ask the question.
Oh, no, Auntie. Oh, sorry.
Yes, I don't know if Dr. Kamara come across that yesterday, but I just saw an article just yesterday on GP Online, and it talks about, and they consider, say, let them lower the age for NHS health check for BAME people. So they're thinking of, it not go out yet in the media, but it's some discussion article that's going on. And then they discuss for lower the age to about 25. We'll go begin do checks for with lipids, you know, with cholesterol, with HbA1c, you know, things like that, what it calls diabetes, you know, cardiovascular diseases, you know. So they're looking to that and then give us advice about weight loss and exercise and healthy eating at early as 25. So it'd be a wonderful thing for the BAME people. I think it all came from this COVID thing when I insisted now they get all their long-term conditions so much more. So that was a very interesting piece. I just thought I'll keep an eye for that. It might well be that. So we'll be ready for they go back to GP even earlier. It'll be good for our children too.
Yeah.
Very good point. Very good point, my sister. We self that we own hospital, me and one of the champions for that. I get to me calling them, we get this sad document with risk assessment for the BAME community. And as how Mrs. Jallo talk and so just now, clearly, then don't find out, say, they're not risk stratified way. And because a man get this crazy idea, sorry for say, that this sick COVID not the attack black man, and that if you drink this Bεttεh, you know, take them good one, like that, you know, they get them, what kind of rubbish I never hear one day. You understand? This sick not they even reach the belly. For starters, so if you go take this Bεttεh, you begin to take your Jack Daniels or brandy or whatever, you just do it yourself, because clearly you don't
this you don't disappoint me. You don't disappoint me.
This thing didn't reach the belly at all. It come out from the nose, going at the back of the throat into the lungs. As simple as that, you know. And of course, people in weight are high risk people. Would I get hypertension? Would I get immune compromise? Would I get cancer? Would I get combined hypertension with diabetes? Clearly, the people are there at a higher risk. Now, then get this risk stratification tool where you sort of put your age, you put your gender, you put the race, or if you like, the background, either Filipino or Asian or whatever, Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Indian, or Black African. Then you BMI, that's important, and your age. When you total all of that, somebody will get a total of 10, now lower risk. Somebody will get a total of between 10 to 15, now moderate risk. Somebody will get a total of above 16 to 17, now higher risk. So now the employer, duty bound for redeploy all the high risk category, put them, maybe the admin post them while this thing they go on, this COVID thing they go on, until we come to a normality of some sort before they bring them back. Now make you see some man they shield for 12 weeks so far. You know, for 3 months they done the shield. and hopefully they will begin ease, then come back, slowly but surely. But it's important for them, say now, they don't begin listening and don't begin take notes, say, indeed, we, the BAME community, we are more at risk, and therefore the need for looked up for it. Because from the health care service and all that, 2/3 of that, now we, the BAME community. Now make it fine for them to look after it. So I really welcome that and bravo to them for that. We just need to take up that opportunity now.
Thank you very much, sir. To my friend in the Middle East, now for the social distance with the bottle, yeah? It's the area from the doctor, stop it for get COVID. It's a being safe, I'm not calling him. Yes, yes, it's Sirugi.
Yeah, I mean, just one for sort of within, I don't say with Dr. Kamara, what you all man don't say anyway about this, the assessment we get for CAN for on that from 25 upwards, for like, we now go get for spread the word, because not all man get for Yerida and even if you can at television, not all man go get for Yerida, not all man go get for take them on board. And say when we young, if you know they happen to we not go think for say for go to doctor. So we got for find even the NHS have got for find a way for sensitize all them young people from that age 25 upwards, so that then go for like then go do that MOT there, because as Fatima don't say, from age 16, we don't prone already to all then health problem. So where would they get already? So if now we don't know that one day, we all don't know that one day now, you go think about your picking now for member for say, oh, wait have been give me picking today. Like change Mr. Fion diet now os, so that the picking and self go get for being sensitized for let them begin understand for say the diet that they eat is not very good, even though it's good, the food that they cook, depending on the plate size and everything, so that by the time when they reach that age, they then self don't understand for say yes, they will get for go. And hopefully the school go talk about that a lot more to the picking them as well, so that then self go get that understanding, so that by the time they reach that age, they then self know for say then get for start the MOT as early as possible. It just like that cervical smear where they ask say if I go back down because of age 28, 25, people in the government or the NHS, they say public health say, oh, the cells they mimic the cells for cervical cancer. But now if that one day they're able for say age 25, then begin check that one day, it will save a lot of lives, just like I go save how this assessment now screening go help for save a lot of lives na the BAME community as well. So it's very good that then they start and that age day eventually. We don't know how long it will go for take. We hope say it go work quickly. All man go work with them on board, come on board, so that then go work with them quickly, so that it go come out for all man before anything else go happen to the Black community really.
T-Boy. Hello?
You don't go take small.
Oh, sorry, I did on mute. Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody asked question. I don't know if you don't see her.
No, I don't see her too. Not in the chat.
And maybe they send that to me privately. The person asked question say, if they don't treat them for glaucoma, and the treatment not work, waiting for do.
Okay.
Now, obviously, if the person they hear me, the treatment for glaucoma, now ongoing treatment. Person will get glaucoma, obviously, he needs to be checked regularly, especially when you get that flare up where the thing actually attack them, that pain and the possibility to say you need to see clear. So you get for they take their eye drop then day on a daily basis. Some man twice a day, some man once a day. So until the day, obviously the pressure can go up, which can cause the headache and can cause the pain at the eye. If that happen, obviously now for come to the hospital, and that hospital they go then refer you to the eye specialist, the ophthalmologist. When they then go take you, maybe they need for admit you and for give you which is called systemic antihypertensive. They all go bring the pressure down at the body as well as the one at the eye. But mainly, now the eye drop them, and then they actually help for maintain that pressure down. Something like acetazolamide, timolol, and then they help for bring down the pressure at the eye. So if you don't work, clearly you need for contact the ophthalmologist. And if the head they are and the eye they are, when are the typical symptoms, I suggest to you strongly for make you contact your nearest hospital and then go refer you to the ophthalmology center when I then go look after you. I hope that's helpful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. What I was, Antiaba, I will come to you for, let's say, Christian prayer for we at the end. I know say you did it, so dear beg if you want to go, just be out with me, please, yeah. I just like give you a heads up. This is a question what I want to ask Auntie Aminata. This is about people and we maybe they consider themselves overweight or obese, or maybe they just want lost weight. I know say at some point in the future we might get a session where we'll look at drug abuse. But I want to let you touch base for we, yeah, give you an overview. Then get different pills the way they sell online. Which you go advise with people regarding anything in there?
Pills for lose weight?
Yes, then weight loss tea, then get slimming tea, then get pills.
Okay, okay.
All kind of stuff. What you go advise people?
I agree, say there's lots of things out there, but the best thing is to exercise for burn the calories. That's not the best thing. And people then they make claims. There's so many products out there where they make claims about all kinds of things, but they're not clinically effective. But yes, maybe it does help to drain some fluids, but then you get to think back, how did it affect my heart? How did it affect how much I pass urine or not pass urine or whatever? You know, so some of them not get any clinical benefits as such, but maybe what they do, then probably they make you feel, some of them are lots of teas that make you just go to the toilet a lot more. So you feel to say you're draining your fat, you're not, you're just draining water out of you sometimes. So they've not been found by NICE as products then that should be used as medical products. There are medical products as well, but you need to speak to your GP about it when weight loss by physical activity and diet controlled, when then they don't fail. So now, in addition to your diet, we go prescribe, or doctors go prescribe, fat, lowering drugs, which also get side effects. You can imagine you go to the toilet, oil all they come up through your bowels where they pass, so they get side effects and other things, and nausea, vomiting. So now when you really don't bad up, you don't try all kind of exercise, they don't refer you for exercise, they go gym, they do all sorts. Some people find it hard to lose weight, but the first point of call is to do as easy as the way to ask people to start doing walk. Just walk. You don't need to go to the gym for go build muscles. No, it's not about that. So just walk and eat healthy. Healthy in the first start. Then if you not work, then it cause other issues, other metabolic issues. If you're still very heavy and obese and your BMI just they go higher, and or some genetic problem, then maybe the doctor can look into it. But speak with your GP. I wouldn't advise those teas that they sell and all over the internet. All things on the internet. So let's just be careful and have a conversation with our doctor if you don't try all the other things. So diet, exercise.
Fantastic. We don't get another topic.
Because the reason why I can ask question, believe me, sometimes I'm this kind of curious person. See, when not concerned myself, I book me nose into for get away for land. So I don't see a lot of different stuff them online. And also they even get just water diet. Some people then get food diet. When I have food, someone in eat. All that in the bag. I'm sure there will become a time where we will look into that.
Yeah, I just want to add more to that. Sorry,
yes,
as well.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Fatima. Sure.
A lot of people don't understand that these as Auntie said, you're just, as you said, expelling water out. You're just going to the toilet and the fat still remains there. They don't even know that when they do those diets, once they're off of them, they even gain more than they originally started with. So you're cheating yourself. It comes with hard work. It's like taking a cheat paper into an exam and passing, but then when you get to do the job, you don't know how to do it. It's the same kind of principle. So it's really important that people are aware that that's the main way to lose weight. And if you've got issues, as Auntie said, then your GP, then they do a band in your stomach to stop you from eating too much, so on. But it's very important that people are not going online on Instagram and saying, oh, because I see this person has lost weight. It's all a lie. It's all a facade. So yeah, just thought I'd
Thank you very much. You just don't turn all thing upside down. Look at that. I mean, they feel saying I go left for exercise. I don't play ball again. Go to drink tea.
Sorry.
Go to drink tea. Yes, Mr. Sisi. Yes, Mr. Sisi.
Got it? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you, sir.
Much better than before, eh?
Yes, much better.
But they are big land, not let people halfway from Musabi stop. What I'm trying to say was, what I'm trying to say was, I say I belong to do things where are totally unaware and know the values of what they do. But with the session today, don't kind of like make I don't reflect back to say, oh my God, so I'm going to do something I don't even know. I don't know. And knowing now the knowledge where Fatima don't impact, make I don't understand how much value or somebody in the B2B help. And if I ever tell somebody about equality and same thing, look, try it here, you know, or I will probably refer them to the site in there where Fatima don't almost don't present to winner. And another thing back where I've been trying to say, but late Dr. Sebi, we died in 2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the follower, but again, it says something about the elephant and the lion and all this. They say the elephants na the biggest animal, but na grass nobody eats. And any advice say for all man turn vegetarian, but it only talks say it good for it limits exactly what Fatima says today. It's exactly that say it good for it limits the amount of meat in the whole thing. What they want to call meat. So you're not saying it's vegetarian or but so for like area and back for me own sister, you know, I feel say it's like there's something there we need to embrace, and moreover where they come from we own part. You know, so for me and country sister, which I really applaud, I really admire the talent, the amount of effort we put into. So well done to you, Fatima.
Thank you.
You know, I hope so we'll keep this up. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Uncle. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Cisse. Anybody else they will ask any question before we round up? Because so far the Manchester weather don't hold on for me. Well, so I know Manchester and Manchester, the weather don't begin to look funny. So, I know what happened last week. We will not pray before we go. So I go say we'll round up. I will go with the whole panel and ask. Okay, Auntie Victoria. Yes, ma. I will take your question as the last question. Go ahead, ma. Auntie Victoria. Yeah, I don't try for unmute you.
The question are for Fatima.
Yes, ma.
You been list some nuts them where you say I'm good for you and I good fat. What about unsalted cashew nuts? Is that a good fat or a bad fat?
Yeah, good fat as well. Yeah,
it's a good fat.
Yeah. As you can see here, it's in the picture as well. So all this as well, unsalted cashew nuts, good fat. But again, with everything, if you eat too much of it, adverse effect. So again, everything in moderation. Everything in moderation.
Oh, at my age, my dear, it's everything in moderation.
Okay. That's a good one.
Auntie Victoria, you young boy, you young.
Yeah, you sound young. You sound very young.
She's young. Don't listen. Don't worry. She's young.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No problem.
Thank you very much, Fatima. So I can go through the team. I will start with Dr. Kamara. If you get any last word for say, then I will ask Auntie Abba for let pray for we. If your network not resume, if your network not resume today, myself go pray. I'm not put anybody else on the spot. Then we go say goodbye. So Dr. Kamara, you get any last word for we family?
Well, family, until I see this, just for let we help ourselves. You know, I think when I don't begin to see the benefit of waiting with the try for do. So as I say, I'm so grateful to all the team members there, you know, and we need this community cohesion. This is not the team we make we be what we be. Now make at the Askuna and you know for make una scatter the world. As I don't enjoy today, so I think say other person may sometimes they hesitate, know whether I'm going to talk or not to talk. But you see, yourself they get the believer and so now make you find by the word of mouth, as I say. If you share them, definitely people. I know say I don't see people and wake up. People and they way they join me from Russia. You don't go believe. People and the way they panel will join me from the Middle East. You know, so absolutely, this is something where we just go for welcome, we just go for applaud. So credit to we all, and we pray God say God will continue for keep we together and keep we going and get the momentum going to the extent we say we say go no say. We don't do something, we don't make an impact, we don't left something where at least we know say God will give you this knowledge and God will give you this, you know, opportunity for them and we use them to the benefit of we people. And as I say, if you waiting and tell you if you save one life, if you like you save the whole of humanity. And if you destroy one life, if you like we destroy the whole of humanity. So if you're able to save one life please, at the beginning of my family, let we join hands together and let we try and save one green life. That they go impact on we all. Thank you so much, and God bless we all.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay, I will go to Fatima. Any last word for people now your session today? So give it.
Yeah, so I thank you all for joining. Important makuna understand which food them we wanna for limits if when I want prevent or even reduce the impact of cardiovascular disease. Just continue I did ask una for continue for follow the advice where would the give una because it's important for your health and you know, as we they say health is better past wealth. So no more than the one say. So thank you.
Thank you very much, man. You put some brilliant. I like that. Okay, Mr. Sise, last word for people, sir. Short one, please.
Yes. It's just good to say, you know, where the messages here they come up from B, obviously, let the people understand, say, we get other things that what they do. But within that, we must squeeze in, make time for them. Because not of we get it because I get a well-paid job. But there I am at the try for squeezing, for bringing new expertise, for can assist. You know, I hope say people, they'll just welcome them, let them just welcome them, let them appreciate, say, you know, there's a lot of time spent in the background for bring kind of information out to them and let them continue for appreciate them and welcome them. And at the same time, you know, maybe in the future, we'll try to develop a session where not then go lead them. You know, we will just be behind them and then go lead them, they will follow them from behind. Then possibly perhaps that will bring in more of a people and for interact and come in more because perhaps they get things the way we might think of, maybe then get something and a bonding issue to them, we go and bring her. And we'll try to create a stage for that. So I'm glad to say, you know, small, as you said, it's in the grow because like today, so I text somebody where I tell them, say, they happen and say, oh, I never knew as well. Sorry, because I know we don't tell you before. Because it was very frequent. And he did, you know, at least he tried for coming. I don't know if he did, but, you know, he welcomed the initiative, say, you know, something like this, they go on in our own community. So I'm glad and I pray say we continue forget the strength, the power, the energy, the spirit, and everything we come in it for local continue. And more so again, I pray back say, look, more people for join we, the panelists, because obviously we need more brains them for joining as well. So I pray for that as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. The next person, Auntie, I said Shaka.
Fatima, thank you very much. Very informative presentation and very short and precise. Thank you. And at the time, if I'm and thank you, where they all tune in for listening to waiting with the give them, and I pray God will continue to give we more insight into what we do, and God will continue for use we for spread the message. When I'm not afraid for call and ask for any question, we're there for help. As we can always start, we're not to doctors them, but we get doctors on the panel. We go try as much as possible for giving the information that we want to do. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much, Auntie Shaka. I will come to Auntie Aminata. Mrs. Aminata Jalo. I mean, Mama.
And your daughter?
Yes, definitely. I did wait inside. I wait for my papa.
Oh, that's good. Anyway, my family, thank you. I saw you, I can't late today, and circumstances beyond the constraint. You know, something they get young family back, it's not that easy. But this is a show, like how Mr. Sise say, I will still try for juggle and try for give to people, even though we get who save your lives. I'm so glad you Mr. join and find this new family of Mr. Leonian people. And, you know, I'm glad you back for the audience. I hope say the audience will continue for grow so that we go the benefit. Now we all the benefits. Fatima, thank you very much. I miss you talk today, but we don't see the dry run. It was fantastic. Well done. And me, what you take with me, VSF, although I know small thing, but at the same time, you always learn from other person them. So what they take with me, are they going to increase in Kenda? Are they going to increase in Benny? And then, and eat green banana.
And avoid Guinea Maggie.
Avoid Guinea Maggie. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. Now I will round up. If I'm most of the food that we get, na good thing for we for the eat. The only thing is we therefore learn how to prepare them, the process, how they process.
You don't forget to
Hey, I don't forget Atirugi. Atirugi.
I listen.
Atirugi. Yes, sir. Okay, Atirugi, you go.
Today are not present.
Well, now the ceiling what we didn't see before. Now make sorry. Go ahead, ma. Give me last.
I just want to tell Fatima, thank you first of all for again another brilliant presentation and the information we don't get. Hopefully, it go all man when they listen and we shall go pass them on. And then on YouTube, then on Facebook, so people then go pass them on for let people themselves listen and take on as much information, and they can come back and ask question if they get any question. And all man don't say everything what we get for say anyway. So. Now for just say thank you to all man for the hard work, the effort, all you put in, and for just for announce back say we'll be attend another Zoom this afternoon, mental health, which was very, very good. The salon, I wanna call them
the Manchester Muslim.
Guinean.
The Guinean.
The Guinean one, yeah.
Yeah, the Guinean one, but then get the like na Franco. I wanna call her Francophone. That's it. So the Guinean when they are in Manchester, I don't left me number. So they say they want to get on board with we as well, so that then go come to we. We say we all come on at the same side. So now we see how we go best for help we say. So now that what I get for giving up. But thank you very much for all my way come for can join we. We hope say the group will continue for grow as we go along.
Thank you very much, man. I want to go quick number 20. I said, do you just spend a couple of seconds for just water we appetite for waiting they come next week?
Oh, next week. My family will talk on depression next week. And depression, I think definitely where we all the suffer pan. And it can happen, say it can start from a week or 2 weeks, but we go more than that, no say problem there. When I get for definitely make sure when I seek help. And at the same time, I compare depression with COVID, because during this lockdown period, we see especially how many people then depressed within their house. So now that we get for talk on next week, we'll talk on depression and COVID.
Brilliant, I can't wait. So I guess we fumble them now the word that we'll go see on next week. Let we look with health. And also if we get people them around, we will able to tune in. Let we always try for pass the advice where we don't get now. If somebody get any specific question there, now send on to we, type send on to we will try for answer now. Okay. Now like we the movement there at the moment, Black Lives Matter, let we all learn for look after each other. Okay, so now I can't say we can round up. I can't look for Antiaba. Antiaba, you did it? The network not improve? Antiaba? Okay, Antiaba be the get issue with the connection. I don't know if you don't come back. Okay, well Antiaba no they me go pray today. Lord we pray. Papa God now heaven, we tell you thank you for today. We tell you thank you for all the energy and the knowledge where you don't put in you people them. Papa God, we tell you thank you for even the one that we attend today. We tell you thank you for their life. We pray see the knowledge way we don't pass on today. It go save lives, then go pass them on for save other people in your life as well. And Papa God, they ask say the people in the cap na the panel, you will continue for replenish their knowledge. You continue for strengthen them and strengthen their family, and continue for give them that motivation for them, and continue for make time for help people them. Papa God, as we all go now, we on different destination. Do you look after we? Take care of we, guide and protect we. We ask this through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, guys from the Middle East, the length and breadth of UK, Salon, the US, Russia, and anywhere else who side Salon people.
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Thank you. So anywhere else who side somebody log in today, we really appreciate you all. We need to take on for granted. But we pray to God, see when ourselves go pass the message on to other people, and they will continue for save life. Let will learn for care and love one another.